All right, welcome to Comic Books on TV podcast, episode number 6. I'm Hunter, it's my brother Ford, and we're here to talk about Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Flash, Arrow, and of course the newest superhero show, Supergirl.
Yes, the debut of Supergirl was on Monday, opposite Gotham, of all things. I guess there's enough comic book people to account for two shows at the same time. But yeah, we're going to jump right in. So Supergirl.
Supergirl. I thought it was awesome, man. I thought it was very well done. I thought the actress was good. It's exciting. It has a great vibe.
Yeah, all things being honest, I was not excited for the show. Thought that the trailers were a little hokey and just more than anything unnecessary. But the marketing they did with, the pictures of her with the Girl Scouts and the little puppies, and it was just like, oh, man, if the S.H.I.E.L.D. still should represent hope, then this show clearly identifies that. And after the pilot, I'm actually more excited than I was before, and I already like the girl who plays Supergirl quite a bit, Melissa Benoist. Welcome to our world.
Yeah, no, she's cool. I think they have a great handle on the character, not just her character, but the vibe of the character in the show, the way it should be. It's like you said, it's hopeful, it's bright, it's exciting, it has a feel of adventure as opposed to any kind of oppression. It kind of feels like the Flash a little bit, and yeah, the hope aspect's good. You have a dark enough Superman in the movies. It's cool to have a bright super person here.
And apparently, as you pointed out to me a few minutes ago, Dean Cain. So
that's right, Dean Cain.
These shows are produced by Greg Berlanti and Mark Guggenheim, and I am 100% certain they saw how successful casting the original 90s Flash as Barry Allen's dad was, and they thought, hey, let's just do it again with Supergirl.
Yeah, if you can do it with John Wesley Shipp, why not with Dean Cain?
John Wesley Shipp, that's his name. Sadly, I can remember Dean Cain's name over John Wesley Shipp's, when I think one of them's been steadily working on TV for the last 30 or 20 years, and the other one's been Dean Caining it around Hollywood.
Well, to be fair, Lois and Clark had a lot more episodes and seasons than the Flash did in the 90s.
For sure.
And also, to be fair, Dean Cain has been Dean Caining it up in B movies and sci-fi stuff for a long time.
I don't think he's played anybody but Dean Cain since Clark Kent. But anyway, yeah, Supergirl was great. How they're going to do concepts like Red Tornado, Hell Grammet. I mean, those are expensive out there concepts. It's okay on a CW to do these things because they don't expect more than 3 or 4 million people to watch at best. 2, if they're lucky on most nights. But CBS needs like 8 to 10 to even think about keeping this on the air.
I think that's a good shot. I mean, Heroes was big back in the day, and we've seen the movies dominate the box office. I think Supergirl is a recognizable enough character. She's had her own movie before. Everyone knows who Supergirl is. I think that it'll draw some attention. If they do a good job, it should keep some eyes. I think the superhero, we know that genre can be successful, so I'm pumped for it. And as I mentioned before, I like the casting for Jimmy Olsen. That dude was cool on True Blood, and he's charming. I like the way he kind of ties it in with Superman, so it kind of feels like one universe there, even though they're not going to really have him in it much, other than his hand, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's like the parents on Peanuts, right? You're going to see them from the way only the waist down.
That's right, or with the sun behind him, so it blacks out his face.
But what they should connect to the Arrowverse. I mean, why not? Like, they're produced by the same people. Just because they're on different networks, that doesn't seem like it should be the biggest firewall for that.
I'm sure it'll depend on CBS's point of view. So I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem to CW people.
Yeah, they would love
might
that.
Care. All right, so on to Gotham.
Absolutely. So Gotham, this is something we're going to start new this week. Let's start giving grades as opposed to just vague. Well, this one might have been better than this one this week. So now we actually have a thing. So Gotham, I said A- until the very last second. And how about you?
I don't know if I'm quite willing to give Gotham an A yet. I still have a lot of hard feelings for how crazy things were last year and how poorly put together some of it was. And so whenever things start to take a turn for the weird, I immediately get kind of defensive. But so far, it's paying off, both with the Riddler and Catwoman, this new Firefly chick. When the things are doing, there'll be moments like, come on. But okay, it actually pulled out pretty well now. It's got a lot better, but I'm not on board for an A yet.
Yeah, well, the B+, we'll get into why that was later. But as far as the good things on Gotham, it was a good episode considering some of the things from last year. The Butchie and his mallet hand, you know, that was one of the funnier things of the week.
Butchie's awesome. That's my first note. Butchie equals awesome.
Yeah, you know, Butchie, when I thought they killed him, and I was really like, oh, they took the most enjoyable character away from the show. But then he somehow, I don't know, I guess she didn't kill him, or maybe they haven't really explained that yet, but I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah.
One of the things, though, the show, it starts off, the very first shot is of Butchie, like, you know, bloody stump talking to Gallivan, and there's this guy in the background, like with a noose around his neck, just balancing on a
bucket or something. Yeah,
like, that is the perfect chaos for a goth show set. Like I actually would have. It turned out it was a congressman or something that he needed the support of. I would have preferred it if they didn't even explain it. If there was a dude standing on a pile of books.
That's just what goes on in the background.
Yeah, I really wish they hadn't explained that. But it was still a good gag.
My favorite scene, at least in the early part of this episode of Gotham, was when Alfred punched Bruce right in the face.
Yes. Alfred keeping his child abuse skills at 100, as they would say.
That's right. That's right. He's keeping it tight.
2 weeks ago, he smacked the shit out of like a 14-year-old girl, and now he's just laying, you know, body blows to Bruce Wayne.
And face blows.
Yeah, and face blows. I mean, he's just that scene was actually was a little enlightening because Bruce showed a little physicality I didn't expect for that actor.
No, I thought it was a good scene. He started getting all arrogant and Batman again, and Alfred reminded him, "Hey, you're learning. Remember, this is why. Because I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah,
and you can't stop me yet. Once you can stop me, you might be able to stop somebody else."
Yeah. So one of the other things about this week's episode, it really show. I mean, I don't understand how they can. Selena says doofus, like she's not allowed to cuss, and then like 2 scenes later, they have kill and skin that little cat bitch. Like how you're not allowed to say one, but you know, like just keep the. I don't know. That didn't sit right with me. Like not cussing and then dropping this really like vulgar, obscene line about this girl.
I think this show still sometimes has its issues walking that line between, you know, the Tim Burton line of is it silly fantasy or is it gothic and dark, and it kind of swings big, you know, in both directions.
Now they reference something called Indian Hill at the very end. Are you familiar with that?
I don't know. It sounds. I meant to Google it because it sounds familiar as crap, but it didn't strike a bell immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it did say Wayne Enterprises or whatever. But you know, it noticed that the plot. There were so many good little moments in this week that it was funny. There was brutal, but so I had it as a really good episode. And I guess do you have anything else you want to get into before I start ranting about this for a few minutes? Oh yeah, I have a couple more things. So Selena should have saved those girls.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand how she cares for this one shit. Like the Selena that grows up to be like the defender of.
She protects these weak girls. No, I wrote the same note down. I ended up giving it at the end. Okay, Selena did better because she did help at the end and she came through. But no, whether she's sitting there, they're robbing the place, and she has apparently power enough to make all people give her wallets, but can't make him release the girls. That was pretty weak sauce.
Yeah. I did enjoy the chick as Firefly though, which that's Milo Ventimiglia's sister.
Really?
Yeah, without the stupid lip thing.
Yeah, getting the whole family in.
Yeah, and I guess he played the ogre on last season,
which I thought was kind of the turning point for the show, where it kind of started getting at least into more realistic mysteries and a real good, solid villain, not just an episode for one crazy over-the-top guy that is then gone. So there's nothing ever gained by being quite so crazy.
Yeah, for me, the show started to turn the moment that Maria Baccarin walked on set. But anytime you can cast Inara or Brody's crazy wife from Homeland on something, it's a good thing for me. Anyway, so yeah, the show was I thought an overall success, but boy, the line that it draws on, so its treatment of women is it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't mean to cuss, but like Gail Simone got fired from DC before she got rehired, a long time ago for basically writing about the violent sexual mistreatment of women as a plot device. Just like, we need this as a plot device. This is happening. And I didn't think it was an issue on these television shows until I really started thinking about it. And this week we had someone chained, enslaved, last week threatened to turn into a hoe, and then burned to death. And then when Nigma choked Miss Kringle just because they needed to turn just a little bit more evil, that is exactly what she wrote about. It was using a violent sexual mistreatment of women for a plot device, like it caring nothing about the character, nothing about that's the portrayal of it, and this show is certainly racking it up. So All it takes is one Google, women in refrigerators. It's one of the most famous essays about comics in the last forever. So I know about that. I don't know. I actually that really bothered me this week. So,
well, all right.
Yeah, I mean I had it as a solid A episode, and then it was just like, all right, B plus. Now maybe even B minus. It was they did exactly what she was writing about again. So.
I was bothered. I don't know. Those terrible depictions don't, as long as they're treated as terrible things, don't usually bother me. As long as I'm not taken lightly. I was bothered by Selena's reaction to all those chained up women. That seemed way out of character for her, especially for any semi-modern version of her, where she comes from the streets and is protecting people. Even the parts of her they took up to The Dark Knight Rises, where she's protecting her friends, the neighborhood, that kind of thing. Like, that's the antithesis of who she usually is. The Edward one, I had to call him Psycho Ed. I want to call him Psycho T, but that seemed mean to Tyler Hansborough. But
wow, yeah, that's.
But he's just so far, and you can see him murder this woman coming a mile away, because they feel the need to make him so inept that he's constantly revealing himself. Like he's
supposed to be the smartest person other than Bruce Wayne. This is ridiculous.
Exactly. The last 2 or 3 episodes, they flirted with him being this self-destructive and bad at it, and they kept making him barely pulled out. I was like, all right, but we can see this coming, and I think it's not a great portrayal of him. It's not, Riddler's not just some crazy fool. He's deadly and he's super smart. He's not a great character. It's easy to write, perhaps, but if he's anything that's worth a crap, it's that he's super smart.
Yeah, I mean some of the Riddler is very hard to do, but boy, the Arkham games certainly get Riddler right. The way he's just this pompous ass, like constantly doing things that Batman has to deal with, but they're not threatening enough that like he has to actually like stop what he's doing to go deal with. Like, oh fuck, I gotta go deal with Riddler sometime. Because no one else is smart enough to figure out this, this jerk's plot. The Arkham games do him so well,
No, I agree, and this show does not. He is. They pulled a lot of things around. He's not one of them yet.
But anyway, Butch, Malahand, good. Violent treatment of women, bad. Gotham, good.
Yeah, I did like Firefly a lot. I thought she was cool.
For sure.
I would have. I had no attachment to Garfield Lens or whoever the other Firefly was after him, I believe, and so I'm totally cool with that. And she has a good little backstory now. It's tied to some other modern characters or old characters with Catwoman, and I think that it was a good move. And keeping her alive and leading into the Indian Hills thing. God, I remember Indian Hills. Maybe it has something to do with Hugo Strange or something. I don't.
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking. Hugo Strange is he's not an old man when dealing with Bruce Wayne, but he's like older.
He's fairly old. I mean, when Bruce Wayne's an adult, he has white hair and stuff. So, I mean, he's
a perfect and you know that he's in and out, but like not a main part of. He's a perfect villain to bring in.
Yeah.
Just like Azrael, I can't wait for them to bring it out.
Yeah, the Order of St. Dumas thing, or Dumas, I want to see pay off.
So yeah, I mean, Gotham was certainly. I mean, the show has gone from something that drives me insane to watch, and I only watched it because, boy, you gotta support the comic book crap. To now, it's like I look forward to seeing, and this is it. Gordon's plotline this week was I don't know. Let's talk about the villains were good. Gordon boring. So
yeah, they're not doing a great job with Gordon. I've liked how they've gotten Bullock, even though now basically what they do with Bullock is have him off screen. But when he is on, he's a little bit more subdued. And he has some actual acting. His little, come on, talk to me, ginger to ginger.
I was gonna say I just forgot what they did this episode. So thanks for reminding. Yeah, the ginger comment was great. Yeah,
and that was about it. Like he was very little, but he was good in that little bit. I'd like to see more of this Harvey Bullock. And I'd like to see Jim play something other than just, well, all right, I'm going to grit my teeth and go do some more shooting or copping. Like a little bit of pathos. I don't know. He's not given a lot to work with, I don't think, yet.
Yeah, I mean, the scene was really fun with Kat and Lee, with her with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Up until the point where Gordon walked in, he's going to cast his mopey cloud on everything.
Yeah.
It was. I just wanted to see them talk.
He could have been more heartfelt about it. Yeah. Like, be Gordon. Be this. Be the guy that put that jacket on Bruce's shoulders. In Batman Begins.
I feel like they can't even. Gordon and Selena's a relationship that's never been explored. Like I don't even know if anyone's attempted to explore that relationship or put any
I don't think so.
ties to that. That's a cool like, but it's also something that could have been there, but you just never would have known about it because that. I mean,
yeah.
Like maybe there was a Catwoman series for a while, like in the mid 2000s.
I never read anything that were tied to her to Gordon. I read most of the.
Oh, you read?
I read a lot of the Catwoman stuff in the '90s and some of the 2000s.
Someone wrote some of those. Speaking of, but anyway, so
great Wonder Woman stretch.
But yeah, I mean, that's a storyline that I hope they don't drive them too far apart. I hope there's a way to.
Well, they make them both. They feel it's kind of arrowish in some ways. They make them both act out of character a little irrationally to then move them towards a good moment for them that shows their true self. But they're always doing dumb things against their true self nature to get to that moment, and then it just feels it's trying a little too hard sometimes and takes it out of the universe. But I thought it was a very good episode. I'm more nitpicking now. Last season it was, oh man, it was painful, and now it's like I kind of am going to like it a good bit. I like. Now that I'm just accepting how just okay, it's over the top. It's a Psycho, but it's no longer quite so cheesy and stupid about it. I really dig it.
I had it as a solid A. It was just that the Enigma's plotline is, oh, that was dumb and just uncomfortable. And anyway, moving on to we're the Gotham. I say B minus. I say B plus. You say what?
I'd give a solid B.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe even a B plus, but a solid B's I'll go with.
Yeah, I mean certainly it's never reached like the A category, A minus very often.
Yeah.
Speaking of a show that did reach its highest height in quite maybe since the actual Inhuman stuff was going down last season.
Since one of the finale episodes,
the finale was pretty good for last year. But boy, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had nobody in it but Simmons and 2 minutes of Fitz, but that was an incredible piece of television.
It was really well done. I remember a few weeks ago with S.H.I.E.L.D. and last week with Flash, both episodes were much quieter than usual fare, much more based on just the interpersonal relationships of these groups of people. And even though it's not bringing the superheroes and the action we're so used to, it's such well-written and well-acted shows that it still came out really well. But this week, S.H.I.E.L.D. was just two characters basically, and then a planet. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost counting the planet as like, what's his name? What's the character? Like, she was stranded on this planet for, they said, 7,000 hours, and she ends up meeting this astronaut who was also stranded there for years. And there's a little bit Shining, where he may or may not be killing his own crew.
Is he a murderer or are they being something crazy? Is that guy in the sand a monster, or is it someone that he tried to kill?
Right. We can get into who that thing was in a second. But I did have written down, dude totally killed his crew, right?
He truly killed his crew.
Totally killed the rest of his crew.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing I guess was real. But it was seeing her survive like that. I mean, I imagine Elizabeth Henstridge is going to be moving on to bigger things fairly soon, and this episode was like a showcase for her.
She was very good. She's not always my favorite character, to be honest. I feel like they've had her, whether it's choices she's made or just the writing, just be, I don't know, kind of abrasive a lot.
Yeah, she was really mean to Daisy last year.
Yeah, and it seemed like the patterns would hold long enough that it wasn't like, oh, well, she just reacting emotionally or she's dealing with something, but it was like, yep, that's who she is. She's kind of a bitch sometimes, which is, I guess, realistic for a lot of people, but she came off charismatic and good. She held this episode together, and it was a great episode, man. Yeah, I mean,
it was more an episode of television than a comic book episode. I mean, it's almost a two-hander, really just two people on stranded. I did have to say though, how she's like, I won't ever give up, me neither, and then like sleeps with dude. It's not that long of a break, or did she? I mean, that's, I guess, a question that's having. She did, yeah. Now, is she in love with him and wants to go back, or is she just a nice person that wants to go back?
I think what came up was she was there, she's alone, she was scared, and she found someone she bonded with, and they had sex, and they made sure they feel safe and comfortable, but she still wants to get home. And whether or not there might be some question when she get home and some weird feelings to deal with, I think that he was acting weird as crap. He was actually either he's going to be a villain, or at best he was so in love with her he knew that once he went back she'd leave him and he'd be alone. I don't know. It was.
I did like the idea of him not knowing if she was real. Like it speaks.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
The other question is like, would she care this much if it wasn't like, Ward 2.0, like, square jawed astronaut? I mean, like, if it was, Patton Oswalt's character stranded, would that have gone down like that?
Probably not.
But I think she's still a nice enough person that she would have wanted to go back.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
So, I mean, it was a great episode, but that thing, I've been going back and reading. I don't know if I ever read these or I was young, but I've been reading the Infinity War with Thanos.
Yeah.
The one or the Gauntlet one, with the cover. They had it on the online, so I can read it on my tablet. And there's a character in that called Ebony Maw, who's one of his lieutenants. We've seen, Nebula. We've seen Gamora. We've seen, I guess you'd call Ronan one of his lieutenants. We've seen quite a few of them, but this character is a Kree character who gets banished to this random island in the middle of this story, and he has ties to Doctor Strange. He has ties to, like I said, clearly Thanos. So I have a feeling that that's the character that creature is going to be. And on the other hand, they did call him the Devil, so can we get Mephisto?
I can't imagine. There's no way to bring Mephisto. The Mephisto would be awesome. I think it'd be a big move than bringing a character that directly tied to the movies.
Yeah, I mean,
like they've done it for episodes here and there, but to make it I guess it's not gonna be a centerpiece. He's on another planet across the galaxy. We may not see him again for a few episodes. He may be a rarely used piece. So maybe it's not, but so big. But that'd be interesting.
I have a feeling is they haven't cast that role yet, and that they're setting that up for the Guardians to make a pit stop there in Guardians Galaxy Volume 2.0. Yeah. Like, and then anybody who saw S.H.I.E.L.D. would be like, oh my God, that's the planet that Simmons was on.
That would make sense. But I mean,
or maybe they like that actor and they want to use him for bigger things, and he joins the Guardians. Or like
he goes hang out with Peter Quill.
Right, but the having ties to Stephen Strange, and that's a world of the Marvel Universe that they haven't even attempted to go near, and it's coming.
It's coming soon.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., fantastic episode, and just reading the Infinity War, I actually think that's who the character is.
That's not the one that had Adam Warlock and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. It's been a long time since I read those, so I can't really speak to that.
I don't know if I don't think I ever really read them. I more read the crossover stuff around that time. But it's very good, and I can't this is post Civil War, so this will be.
It's still a year or two away.
But it was on the free downloadable thing.
That's cool.
So I was like, and I do think that's that character. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's the S.H.I.E.L.D. character.
That'd be interesting.
Because it's blue, the no sun thing, and
I was also thinking when she mentioned at first like the planet was alive. He says or something.
He says that a lot.
And I was wondering, isn't there this living planet? But I'm saying in Green Lantern, there's a lantern that's a Mondo or something that's a living planet. Is there a living planet in Marvel also?
I was thinking that, but then I was thinking of Transformers.
Just Unicron or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, so we got Mondo, we got Green Lantern and Unicron, but no Marvel yet. All right, well.
But no,
think about that some more. I didn't think of anything that would have been in Marvel.
But the Guardians of the Galaxy, that stuff was pulled from deep Marvel. Like so anyway, and the connections to Stephen Strange really was what made me to believe that it was this character.
Because that's coming pretty soon also.
Yeah, and just they don't like to really introduce things hardcore, but it could just the dropping of the hint or whatever. I have heard that a couple S.H.I.E.L.D. cast members are showing up in Civil War. Yeah, so they're gonna reverse engineer that as opposed to just going down the other way.
That's cool.
But anyway, so what would you rate S.H.I.E.L.D. this week?
S.H.I.E.L.D. I always give a nice solid A. I mean, maybe an A plus. I obviously my favorite episodes generally are going to have some action and some of the the bigger pieces, but it was a great hour of television and acting. It was really good.
Yeah, I would say I gave it an A. It's hard to do A plus unless the two Flash episodes ago may have reached A plus level.
Yeah.
The one with Jay and the 52 and the cover where they came around the brick
Flash
wall.
of Tours.
Flash Tours, right? Okay, so that potential, but even that didn't really have much. It's really
no,
hard
that
to-
episode was that was awesome. But this was awesome too. I don't know. I guess with the season finales last year were both probably A+. Flash has had more over the past year than Shield has. So only probably 3 or 4. I mean, that's you gotta save that for the real home runs.
Yeah, but I mean, just my favorite Shield episodes have Ward, have May, have Fitz and Simmons, bickering back and forth.
Yeah.
Have Mac not wanting to do something, then being forced into doing something that he, is clearly like, fight, dude. You're like 6'5", like stop.
Yeah, you're a behemoth, kick some ass.
But anyway, and Coulson making some wry comment and saving the day. I like the. If I'm gonna give an A+ episode of Shield, it's gonna have everybody. So, but I'm definitely doing A. I mean, it was one of the better episodes of television. It's just this is a comic book on TV, when you don't have the.
Comic book character. I mean, I give it a solid A. It's hard to give it A+, but it was maybe the best acted episode of Shield. I mean, she was great, and he was really good. That actor, I wouldn't be surprised to see him somewhere else because he was solid.
I did hear that she was like the second choice for Stephen Hawking's wife for the
for the
Academy Award-winning film.
That movie was
Stephen
Hawking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She was the second choice, so they're definitely wavy, pretty British roles like that. Keira Knightley doesn't want. She obviously can scoop up all those.
Well, she's pretty cool. I'm sure she'll be able to get around.
I know. I mean, it's not like that's like they used to be a high bar. Now it's
that's true.
What she's doing, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, like that's.
Hey man, you take your money where you can get it.
Anyway,
all right. So, anything else for Agents of Shield, or moving on to The Fastest Man Alive?
Yeah, let's move on to Flash. Shield was great. I mean, this is hard to criticize. It was just an awesome little tight thing. Let's get back to the chaos of 8 plot lines moving at once.
Yeah. So, Jeff Jackson. Is that his name?
Jefferson Jackson. Oh my God, yes. Henry Hewitt.
Did anyone? Yeah, that's true. At least the other guy had 2 first names also.
Yeah,
alliteration going on.
Someone I talk about these shows with is just he thinks that the double name thing is the funniest, stupidest thing on there. And Jefferson Jackson was, I mean, that's almost Jefferson Jackson, wide receiver, universities. That's almost Key and Peele East West Bowl worthy.
I mean, if he hadn't, he also had the same exact origin as Cyborgs, I guess. Weekend origin where he's football stud, crazy accident, but it ends up being okay and being a hero. And
yeah,
is that racist? Would it be better if he was a scientist? Should they have made him the scientist guy? Does that break things better, you think, or does it matter?
I think they should have. I don't know. I like the idea of one being perfect fit, but not a perfect fit for the Firestorm Matrix.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a little racist. But also, like, dude, you tore your ACL in high school. Like, just because Notre Dame and USC don't want to recruit doesn't mean, like,
someone I was talking
Nevada
said that too.
And, Fresno
State. My career was over. No one ever give me a shot.
Like, there's FCS, there's 1AA. I mean, come on now.
I mean, that if you had scholarships, a lot of schools would pull them because the NCAA is some heartless, terrible people. But you would have been given a shot. So I mean, but maybe he still would have finished sentence with, and I had my tryout and I blew my knee again. Because then it just becomes a depressing
I had my
show.
try, and I still was. I'm not. Yeah, it would. But
so he just blames on the knee the first time and ends the story.
But I did like. I mean, he's the new Firestorm. I don't understand why we got rid of Ronnie Raymond. But
me either. Does he have something big going on?
He must. Like they must have cast him in mocking Maze Runner type.
I don't
like whatever the.
It does seem strange.
Thing is.
Like Jefferson, I know Jackson's for the comics also, and that
Henry Hewitt is
I was
too,
say he was. So there's plenty of this is right, but it does seem fast, especially when Ronnie Raymond just in the last 8 episodes, from the end of last season to this season I guess 3 episodes total, 4 episodes, was a useful character, could do his own thing. But maybe that's wise. This is the Flash, not the Firestorm, and so.
Well, this is all setting up of Legends of Tomorrow anyway. So I mean, we had 2 setup episodes. Arrow was setting up Sarah's presence in
and Captain Cold last week was setting up. So we've had now 3 in a row.
Yeah, so they're really pushing that hard. Which where the fuck is Ray? Come on now, like it's been like 8 episodes combining the 2. Like,
but he's getting the text through now. They're figuring it out.
You think that's Ray?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
you think that's Felicity's phone going off and it is
an arrow?
Ray.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get there, but that's why I'm assuming it is.
I didn't think about that.
He's like down there just jumping on numbers now. He's working with the wires.
That would be great. Oh man.
Okay, so
great.
I just want to jump straight to the end of Flash, unless you. Okay, we don't have to, but the end was amazing.
Yeah, I mean they King freaking Shark, like
King Shark.
like he's this one of this. I mean, you can look up any picture of him, and it's been going around like versions of King Shark throughout the years. He's stupid.
Yeah, but he looks awesome on the Flash.
Yeah, he did. Holy shit, man!
It was ballsy.
He was like 8 feet, like 10 feet.
Well, he
tall
was originally not originally, but he was a Superman and Aquaman villain, maybe even some Flash. Yeah. Definitely Superman and Aquaman in the 70s. Even he fought Superman. But then he was on Suicide Squad, like in the comics for a while.
One, or like
no, like in the recent stuff, like the last like New 52, and even a little before that. And he's who in the movie is replaced by Killer Croc.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, because he's more famous.
Because he's more well known, and I guess for a course of a whole movie, probably easier to have a well portrayed guy with messed up skin than a shark head.
King Shark on Flash looked cooler than
Killer Croc does.
King on Suicide Squad, yeah.
He does, yeah. Well, to be fair, Killer Croc on Suicide Squad, we don't see a whole lot.
No, just with the hood.
But yeah, that one picture of the hood, he does not look great. He looks fine if you're going with a really old school version of Killer Croc from Batman, where he's just a dude with a skin disease who's also super big and strong. And the skin disease makes him, really hard, so he can't feel, punches and knives and other attacks. He's not invulnerable, but he's super tough. And that was his basic story for a long time. So he looks still weird, but more like that. King Shark would have been tough. I mean, that's. To do a guy with a shark head for a whole movie.
I mean, they're going to at least do an episode, right? I mean, like I imagine.
You're right. They're doing hour television.
Is he going to be the like, they teased Grodd throughout last season and they made it paid off in the awesome episode at the end. I imagine like they'll tease King Shark a couple times and then do like a big King Shark episode because
he's not that cool a villain though.
Yeah, because we do get the return of Grodd in a couple weeks.
Do we?
Yeah.
Grodd's an awesome villain. He's a big Flash villain. So they could give Grodd his own season, like the way Arrow does, and have him be instead of next season, instead of having it be yet another speedster, they could have it be Grodd, instead of like a drunk Max Mercury or something. But King Shark is not that cool. Like he's like Killer Croc. He's like an old big drunk guy getting a fight. He just happens to be a shark.
It's ridiculous, but that shot was awesome. I mean, the whole episode was. I mean, I really like Martin Stein. The Victor Garber plays him.
Yeah.
I don't know if this occurred to you, but like we were wondering, like that guy seems cool. That's Sydney's dad on Alias, which I knew. I just forgot. I
didn't watch a whole lot of Alias. That was before DVR, and I was like in college or something.
Yeah, it was at Netflix burned through a few months back.
You guys, that's cool.
Well, Abrams is,
Yeah.
Star Wars is like, the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I haven't even seen it yet. So
Star Wars is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
But yeah, I mean, Flash. Back to Flash. The Barry had very little to do this week. It was like it was about Firestorm.
It was fixing Firestorm, introducing the new Firestorm. It's also backdooring Wally West.
Yeah, right.
And having his mom, hey, instruction, it all makes sense, and then get her out of the way. Now we have West without adding the baggage of a mom who hasn't been there for her whole life. Iris was stone cold.
She had my reaction when she's like, I don't believe that. Like, that was exactly.
You're a liar. You're a bad person. Yeah,
you're dying.
No, I thought she was great. And she's like, look, I want my dad to be a bad guy, but we've spent our whole lives without each other. I'm doing fine. So peace. I wish the best.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
But I mean, obviously they're gonna have to keep the West around. Wally is, it's gonna be odd having a Kid Flash running around. But
I hope they don't get into Kid Flash for a year.
Don't give him his powers.
That's what I'm saying. I hope that he stays Wally West for a year or two.
I mean, Caitlin is one of the main Flash villains, but she's not Killer Frost yet.
I wonder how. When she becomes, I'm interested to see how they're gonna play the Killer Frost thing.
It's got to be like an Earth 2 thing, right? So like that way they can keep the good
Caitlin. That would make sense.
Like it wasn't Ronnie, it was her that got that got the powers in that universe.
That makes sense. Yeah, that'd be cool.
How about Harrison Wells though?
I liked having him back, and now
he's
back in the world. He's gonna be cool.
But he shot King Shark. I hope that's not the end of King Shark.
No, that can't be the end of King Shark. I'm sure King Shark will have plenty of time to be used.
Well,
because he looked awesome. He's gonna kick ass.
But all right, so we did this. I feel like we did this a couple weeks ago, but we're gonna do it again. So if you can have a character called King Shark, who's literally just half of a shark stuck on a human's body.
Yeah, it's like a centaur, but for sharks.
Give me my Detective Chimp.
Let's let Constantine do his thing on Arrow this week, and then our next week, and then we'll talk about Magic and Magic Chimps.
Well, one of my favorite things that dealt with Crisis.
Maybe Constantine will take Green Arrow to the what's the bar?
The Oblivion Bar.
The Oblivion Bar.
Well, all right. So
you guys should totally do that.
Seriously. One of the best Detective Chimps to work on.
one of the best.
All right, so the Constantine's around.
That's an awesome.
It's around Crisis on Infinite Earths, the second one. So, Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis, one from the thousands.
Right, and Constantine is driving this cab. Ollie's in the front seat, and then Batman and Detective Chimp are in the back seat, and Constantine is laughing, and Batman's like, "Stop laughing," and Detective Chimp goes, "Dude, he's in a car with Robin Hood, a talking chimp, and a guy dressed as a bat. And I think he's okay to laugh." So all those, yes, if you can have King Shark, you can, Constantine's coming next week on Arrow, right?
Yes. We'll talk about why in our next topic, but yeah, he's coming next week on Arrow, and I'm pumped. I thought he was great as Constantine, and I thought that they had to basically just be lazy to let it fail over the first half the season so bad that it couldn't come back. And we won't get into bitching more again why. I've covered that in other episodes, but that was too bad because he's cool and he is good as Constantine. He's got the vibe.
Yeah, maybe it was just that they could let him smoke and drink and
that's a lot of it. Yes,
promiscuous.
Constantine was Vertigo. And before we jump into Arrow, we should mention those previews that we saw over the past week for Vertigo.
Yes. Preacher is coming to AMC, which put together by Seth Rogen. He's been dying to make this project for a decade. Since he became famous. This is what he's like, I'm too fat to play Preacher. So he got Howard Stark from Agent Carter, who I love that guy, and I hope that it doesn't take away from Agent Carter. But
I'm sure it won't.
They only film 8 episodes that year.
Yeah.
So, and the other one was CMC, so that'll only be 8 or 10.
10 or 12 at most.
But anyway, Preacher looks awesome, and I have no idea what this comic's about. So.
And then Fox has Lucifer coming out.
For sure.
Another Vertigo book. Lucifer decides he's done running hell. I remember that this series came out because it was around the same time. There's a big crossover for DC where a blonde-haired demon goes around selling all these villains powers.
I remember that, yeah.
And so I can't remember what it was called now. It was before Blackest Night. It was 96, 97, and it's Neron was the villain. And he goes and he gives Killer Moth, instead of being a guy in a stupid yellow jumpsuit, becomes he looks like the Lizard, but a moth version.
Yeah.
And he does a similar power upsells to tons of people. And around this time, the Spectre goes looking for him, and he goes down to hell, and hell is just in chaos because Lucifer's bounced. And
that's a cool concept.
Yeah, so he's just running around LA, and people are just confessing their innermost secrets and sins, and he's causing chaos.
The last time we saw the devil on a weekly television show, it was
Reaper?
It was Reaper, yeah, with that guy who was just he was on Mad Men. He remember he showed up on Mad Men toward the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Lucifer, the trailer looked better than the concept was pitched to me as.
It looked cool. I'm excited for both those shows, and maybe we'll discuss if we're gonna break things beyond superhero comic books. Are we gonna move into Vertigo and things like that? Are we gonna stay?
Well, my rule is no, because I don't read or watch Walking Dead because I'm the 1% of the population.
And you want to justify that?
Yes.
But what's Walking Dead made by?
I don't know, but it was a comic.
It's not DC or Marvel, though, right? We could just pretend that we're corporate sellouts. We don't play with the Dark Horse.
But Preacher looks cool, though. Preacher
does look cool. I'm gonna watch them both, so I'm down to talk about it. We'll see. Let's see how good they are.
But anyway, so Flash, awesome episode.
All great episode. I'd give Flash. To be honest, Flash has got a resting B+. It has to have Flash has to make a major misstep to go below that, And this episode, bringing back Wells, doing the King Shark. I'm tempted to give it an A-, but I don't know that did anything well enough really for an A. But it was right there.
It is still crazy that Firestorm is running around
just flying around, blasting.
His head's on fire, and 2 weeks ago when Stein went blue, that looked like the deaths, the evil Firestorm.
Yeah, the Death Storm. Yeah.
And I can't wait for Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, shit. I guess that'll be
Rip Hunter. They're bringing Rip Hunter to be a lead.
Yeah, Rip Hunter. That'll probably be Arrow, right? Because they
already introduced the Time Sphere in the Flash last year. That's what Wells was going to use to get home. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was a Time Sphere. You're right.
I'm pretty sure those are still. That's Rip Hunter's thing. Is a Time Sphere.
It is, yeah, because they're the Time Masters.
Yeah.
But no, they gave Captain Cold.
And they're going to fight Vandal Savage, right?
For sure.
That's awesome.
So they gave Captain Cold and Firestorm to Flash. They gave Sarah to Arrow.
Yeah.
So Rip Hunter and then the Hawk people are
and Adam's coming from Arrow.
Okay, so they already have 3 there. So then they're probably the Hawk people are going to be on. Maybe that'll be.
I bet Hawkman will be on Arrow because Hawkman and Green Arrow will always get into fights.
Oh, they don't.
And so if they bring Hawkman into Flash, it would be really disappointing.
I hope that Ollie sleeps with Shiara, but that's just me.
Great. He's not going to because they don't make him a dirty cheater in this, but he should get drunk and sleep with Shiara.
I think he did at one point.
Well, he should do it again on TV.
Yeah, no, I mean, in the comics, I believe that there's a fight over that, and if that's the identity crisis, one of the things that they don't want him finding out is that Ollie and Shiara were like, well, no, you can't. Let's not have that public.
I always liked the John Stewart Green Lantern in Shiara too. Hawkman. Hawkman hasn't been the right dude around for Shiara in a while.
I mean, for sure, those John and Shiara forever. That they were the lead relationship on Justice League for its entire run.
Well, what, 4 or 5 years in that run?
And in JLU, they were the backbones of that too.
Yeah, that's why they all together. Okay, so anything else on Flash? What was your grade?
Yeah, I say B+. I said B, but then King Shark bumped it up to B+ because that was really dope.
I give it a B+. It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as the Shield. It wasn't as tight. It wasn't the Shield was a piece of art, but it was still a great episode. I give it a nice B+.
Yeah, I mean, it's for a comic book show. That was pretty. I mean, we just had King Shark. You can't give King Shark a bad they
it was
Firestorm
cool.
and
Deathstorm.
Yeah, and
Firestorm, Deathstorm, King Shark, and the Flash all running around on the same show.
Yeah, so you can't.
That's a comic book, man.
100%, and
that's a comic book on TV.
That's why we're. I mean, that's
okay.
That is Flash can get. Just does so many fan servicey things. It's great.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Cisco being no, I don't have powers. That would be really bad to have powers.
I just lost all of my Arrow notes.
Really?
They just vanished.
Well, that's fine.
That's unfortunate.
But okay, so
that's fine. Or unfortunate, whatever it is.
Tiny little Ray erased him.
So
Arrow. Arrow. This was a great episode of Arrow.
It was cool. We saw the lair.
Yes, the new Arrow lair. Wait, don't call it a cave.
That's right.
It's not a cave anymore. No, this is not a cave. This is an Arrow club.
And thank God, because I'm so tired of people walking the fuck into the Arrow cave.
Seriously.
They could at least put a door on the place. They just have a stairs with a sign that says Arrow Cave. And everyone always knows where it is. And this one, things better change.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought that was a pretty fantastic episode. Felicity. And you're saying that Felicity's plotline was Ray on her phone with Mr. Terrific, right?
That's what it is. He's doing his T-Spheres thing, and they're gonna. Yes.
Well, I knew the password was password. I knew that. I remember that gag from the last season of Arrow, when Ray was strung out, and she's sleep. But no, I mean the Arrow layer was cool. Damian Dark continues to.
Dude, he's great every time. Ra's al Ghul was good last year. Very good. This guy's great. Every time he's on scene, I'm give me more Damian Dark. Give me more damn Damian Dark.
He's very menacing.
He is. But cool about it. Cool and collected and he's a great villain.
Neil
McDonough?
Yes, Neil McDonough.
He's great.
It was so mean of Laurel to show Captain Lance.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the problem?
She's hey, you know what? For the first time ever, I'm not going to keep a secret. Here's your psycho crazy zombie.
Yeah, that was the meanest thing ever.
All you do is lie to me, and now you're gonna be honest. You're a dick.
yeah, but Laurel, she's not the nice,
No,
I
she's
don't,
kind of a
but
dick.
that was, yeah, Sarah is, I mean, I really almost thought they were going to old yeller her, but, I mean, he was like, I got to put the dog down.
Yeah, he wasn't putting her down.
And then Sarah's like, no, don't, because, or Laurel.
Yeah, she remembers me. Oh, maybe not, but
Yeah, that was fucked up.
it's weird, and she's not a good enough actor. She's not a great actress.
I like Katie Lutz much better, the other Katie.
She was good on Mad Men, and
that's right. Yeah, but she was good on Mad
Men. And she was
like she was in the last episode of Mad
Men. Yeah, she was, and she's solid. Yeah. She was solid as Black Canary. But yeah, Katie
Lutz,
Katie Cassidy. Katie Cassidy seems to be getting weaker every year.
I mean, and I hope she's the one that dies, but they're not going to kill her.
No way. No. So what are your notes? I lost mine, so now I've lost my train of thought as well. Do you have any? No.
So the villain of the week was.
That guy I had. What happened?
What? No, was it Double Down was last week.
Double Down was that was the week before. They weren't. Were they fighting? No, it was Tara from True Blood.
Lady Cop.
Yeah.
The stupidest name. And oh my god.
Yeah.
Her character. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. The villain of the week was literally the most sexist, stupidest, one-note character in the history of comic books, because it was such a radical idea in the 1950s for a woman to work, that they had this comic book called Lady Cop because she was a lady who was a cop.
Wait, what do you mean? Like she worked at a police station and did the paperwork?
She did the paperwork.
That makes sense. Yeah, she could be a superhero. She files all paperwork super fast, saves everybody all the time. That makes sense.
But it was Tara from True Blood.
She's badass too. She just killed a bunch of dudes, man.
I haven't seen her in years.
This is the first time I've noticed her on something besides True Blood. But then I saw her in a horror movie recently. She was in 13 Sins.
Yeah. I've never heard of that.
No one's heard of it. It was
yeah, Lady Cop. I mean, what the fuck? And Captain Lance is. Can we kill two people?
His speech at the end was not very good. And then she's like, do what you got to do. Your speech has convinced me to change my ways. And she's just about to kill. Yeah, so she already killed. She's like, I don't kill. I killed them. They're my way.
And then now you can arrest me? That doesn't make any sense.
You said you weren't a criminal. Well, right, but I just killed these people. And I have a knife. This person's throat. That's illegal. I'm a criminal. Well, you will be if you kill her. I already am. Fuck. Yeah, that was not their best moment. But the episode overall was good. Lots of great action. Tara was good when she wasn't at the end of it. She was. Her name probably isn't Tara.
It's hard. Well, no, her name is Lady Cop, and that's not even what the.
Let's call her Tara. That's better.
Yeah, I mean that is literally. Deadspin did it, or Gawker, or IO9, whichever one is the comic version of those blogs. They did here's the information you know on Lady Cop, and it was cop, lady. It was
lady.
That's it. But if you're saying that it was Ray contacting Felicity, that's comic having a plot line and having someone trapped in something, and Ray's been trapped in various states of.
Ray's been trapped here for 6 fucking months, man.
Well, I know, in the comics, he was trapped in Darkseid's eye for 4 years.
Ray has awesome stories. A lot of the JLA stories from the late '90s, early 2000s, like the Grant Morrison run. Ray was some of the best parts. Yeah. He loved Adam and loved Plastic Man, and Ray is awesome. The whole Palmer verse, all the stuff with 52, not New 52, the actual series Countdown and 52, everything after.
Where is Ray Palmer? I still have a shirt that says "Where is Ray Palmer?"
Yeah, that was so good. That whole everything basically after Identity Crisis through Infinite Crisis and all that. That was all just amazing.
Yeah, but I didn't even put that together. That was them. I mean, Mr. Terrific is that's another name that Cisco is gonna have to be involved with that. He's gonna have to save the day for them somehow, and Cisco's gonna be like, "Way to go, Mr. Terrific!"
Yeah, he'll get a bunch of things right, and he'll be
and then they'll start calling him.
You
can't just be like,
"I'm Mr. Terrific."
Yeah.
But why would he have a T on his face?
Well, I told you they can't. I mean, it's gonna be like a hood with a T.
No.
In the comics, it's painted on his face.
Maybe it could be like Cyclops' mask just sticks to the side of his face, or Gambit's thing.
They never were able to. Oh God, I can't. Are they gonna put Channing Tatum in that?
I hope so. That's awesome.
With the
weird, like, it
Yeah,
just sticks to the
the
side
one
of
from
his
the
face.
toy, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the Jim Lee look, or whatever. Like,
Right.
it was on the old show.
With the hair coming out
yeah,
of it.
it's all like just right down the side of his face. His hair's in this big bouffant, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, Mr. Terrific. Yeah. Well, yeah. Arrow. The Sarah plotline is she's gross, man. I don't want to look at that.
Yeah. Well, now she's not in Zombie anymore. Now she's just chained to a wall. No, wait, she escaped.
Yeah, but the whole time I was watching, it was like, someone get this girl a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, screw her anything. Like, get her food. She was like.
Well, they're just gonna give her a bullet sandwich, but they changed that. Well, I'm excited for Constantine. That's what I want to talk about. Constantine was cool, and I hope that he kicks ass this episode. I hope he's back in the future. I hope he shows up on Legends Tomorrow.
Yeah, why can't he join the Legends of Tomorrow cast?
Yeah, I don't know that guy doing a whole lot of stuff, and he's good as Constantine.
You know what, though? Now that we've talked about this a few times, like, let's say Legends of Tomorrow is a hit.
Yeah.
Right? Which probably will be, at least on the hit on the Arrow Flash side of things.
Yeah.
So maybe they need a summer show, right? What about a shadow-packed, magic-based summer show with Constantine and Detective fucking Chimp?
All right, you sold me.
It took like 6 episodes of this, but I just sold them on the Detective Chimp show.
If they do Shadow Pact and they can just base it out of the fucking Oblivion Bar, that could be their main set piece.
Why wouldn't that
Like,
be their summer?
Instead, like, that could be their Star Labs as the Oblivion Bar.
That's their
and
set
fucking
piece,
he can smoke. See what he can smoke on CW.
I don't think so. But he could vape.
Could he vape on CW?
I don't know, but I thought that was the only funny. True Detective season 2 was like the most grim, darkest show in the history of, and not named The Leftovers.
And weird.
But they had one funny line when she's like vaping and he was like, "Is it a fucking vape pen?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, you could have Constantine like running around with those little vape pens. Why not? Or fuck, you don't even have him smoke. I mean, whatever.
I don't know. You gotta have him at least. See, Supernatural, they're allowed to drink, they're allowed to cuss. It's not smoking. As long as he's drinking to other things, I think you can do it. But it has to be it can't be the 8 o'clock show that Flash and Arrow are. It has to be at the 9 o'clock hour. And
I don't know.
He can't just. It loses so much of the character if he's not smoking, drinking, like living that hard.
But if it's not a Constantine show,
yeah,
it's like a Shadow Pact show, and he's like a character on it. Then you
no, you're right. You do a lot more.
Yeah.
You're right, because he's not always on screen. He'd come back. He could leave the room constantly for cigarette breaks. Come back in, coughing.
Like,
yeah, when he walks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that they could get.
And dude, that'd be a great way to bridge that using Zatanna too, because Zatanna needs to be on Green Arrow.
I mean, there's.
You hear that sentence?
Which I thought they were going to put her on Gotham, but I mean,
no,
I'd much rather her on.
The way that my sentence came out though.
Well,
yeah, it's way better.
She needs. I mean, they're not going to. They're going to teach that marriage thing. It's hashtag Olicity.
You think she's going to die, or they're going to divorce? They can't get married.
I don't think that they're going to kill her. I think that. I don't
she
think
leaves the city.
I don't think they do anything. I think they get married. I think
you think they get married?
The season ends with them getting married.
He's going to cheat on her next year.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But I don't know if it'll be. I think it'll more be like, I thought we were broken up, and then you went and had a relationship. Like, it'll be more one of those things.
Well, I don't think they should get married. And if they do, I think Ali should make the mistakes Ali always makes. Because that's why he's interesting, is that he's a really flawed human. He has fatal flaws like real heroes.
So he had that chick poison herself on the flashback story.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, go eat these berries. They won't hurt you. And then he knew that he'd come back and she'd be like half dead. So the flashback parts have been this season's flashbacks like have been such a minimal part of the show. Like the last.
They've been good. They've been cool.
Yeah, but I wish there used to be almost a 50-50 split. It's probably like 70-30 now.
I don't quite 50-50. It was definitely closer. And I didn't know this is 70-30. I think it's more like 80-20, 75-25.
There's too many plot lines in the main universe that they like don't have time to give Ollie's that flashback. It's
the 4th season, and all those characters have grown and deserve to have some screen time to develop as characters. Otherwise, we just complain that they were stagnant. With that being said, it does monopolize a lot of time. And maybe that's one reason why John Wesley's ship leaves the Flash, because they're like, well, you can be here and just have a really basic part, but we're not going to give you a whole lot to work with and develop as a character. We don't have time for that. It's not called Flash's dad. So,
he should come back as Flash in like Earth 4 or 5.
He should totally come back dressed in the old rubber fake muscle costume just for one episode, and then he could die.
I mean, they've been pretty good. They had the Trickster and like the old Trickster outfit. Like they at least had it like displayed or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, no, I mean, Arrow was good. It wasn't its strongest, but unlike Arrow, it didn't have like super highs and super lows. It was more of like a Shield episode where it was just like
Flash Arrow. Which one?
Where's Arrow? Arrow was just solid across the board. It was,
I thought Arrow was
normally it's like here and then ends up somewhere here, and here it was just like right in the middle.
I thought it was good. You're right. There wasn't anything big that left a big impression, but just because Lady Hub, what the hell is that? That was really like that. That's the goal you're pitching us today.
Last week I talked about how Arrow was out of villains, and this week they went to fucking Lady Cop.
No, but they can't. No. They'll be right. Yeah, that was. Maybe they could bring over what's his name? Shit, Kraven the Hunter. They could buy him from Marvel. He'd be a good Green Arrow villain. Probably not.
I mean, they're just gonna have to dig deeper.
Yeah. Did you read about that Komodo dude?
I read about him. I didn't read the actual issues, but
he's pretty cool. I think he's where they should go for their next Deathstroke style villain. I don't see the need to get so grand with the Ra's al Ghul and the Damien Dark for every season. Like it was good last season, and this season Dark is in Star City, so it makes sense.
Right.
But Arrow, like Daredevil and Batman, so many of the non-powered heroes works best often on the city level.
Yeah, he worked best in Seattle. I mean, like
very true. All right. Anything else off the top of your head that you can think of? Or are we pretty much out?
I think we're out. Jessica Jones. They dropped a full trailer. Looks fucking fantastic.
I did not catch the full trailer yet.
Oh man, I am so hyped for that show.
Well, I'll watch it for next week, and we can discuss the trailer next week.
Yeah. Well, and in Star Wars blew our minds this week. We can all just say
Star Wars is going to be awesome. The trailer was great during football, and I can't. The toys are everywhere. Everything's everywhere.
It's crazy. It's more ubiquitous than it was when the prequel. This is like when they re-released them in theaters. Like where
it's crazy. It's at Smith's. It's at Vons. It's at Walmart. It's at Toys R Us. It's
on Monday Night Football.
It's on Monday Night Football. Yeah, Star Wars, like they know that they've got the hearts and minds of the last 3 generations, and as long as these are good and not kind of crap balls like the last 3.
Yeah, well,
I have faith. I'm not even worried about it.
No, I'm just excited for it. But anyway, that's this week. We will not be in the same location next week, but this is a nice little treat. So
that's right. Thanks for listening.
See you guys next week.